violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Right now, police searching for the person who shot and killed a man near a pawn shop in Oak Park. This was the scene earlier today on Greenfield between 8 and 9 Mile roads. You can see a large police presence near an SUV that has several bullet holes in the windows there.
Wow, man. It's crazy because it just is non-stop. They killed the pawn shop owner. The hate in the community. Okay. You have people trying to invest, buying back the hood, or buying into the hood, investing into the hood. And they get gunned down, man, in front of their own pawn shop.
Police say a man inside the SUV was shot and killed. They tell us he's connected to this pawn shop, which recently changed hands. It's now called HJ Pawn.
Right now in Oak Park, a man shot outside a pawn shop.
It happened on Greenfield, just north of 8 Mile, a little before 1 this afternoon. Mara McDonald is there live this evening. Mara, what are police telling you?
Karen, first of all, let me put it to you this way. There's a whole lot of chatter about who the victim was, the shooting victim in this case out here. But at this point, the police are not confirming an identity. And despite what we're hearing from people on the street, until that identity is confirmed by the police, we're not releasing it.
So when they say that, the reason why she said there's a whole lot of chatter is because people are familiar with the guy who was shot and killed, okay? He is a staple in the community, and, you know, he does a lot of good work for a lot of people. So this guy is, you know, a guy who really wasn't involved in anything, trying to make a living, trying to do the right thing, you know, love jewelry, but he's in the hood, you know, at a pawn shop. And that's where you want to be hands off. You know what I'm saying? You want to have a secure cash register where it's probably got bulletproof glass and stuff like that. You're behind some type of protective sealant because you never know, man. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Look.
Sources tell us the victim in this shooting was inside this Yukon Denali, shot at multiple times in the middle of the day. Police are not confirming whether he is still alive, but sources say he was alone in the SUV. Police have been canvassing the immediate area around 8 and Greenfield looking for more than one shooter. They tell us the victim is connected to this pawn shop, which recently changed hands and now goes by the name of HJ Pawn.
Back here live, that pawn shop is also connected to the very popular Hutch's jewelry. So we are waiting at this moment to get some sort of a comment out of Oak Park police who are still working this scene. We're live in Oak Park tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
I ran up here just to see, but I know he's a good guy. That's all I can really think about it. I don't understand this.
The number of bullet holes in this SUV tell the story. At least a dozen by our count, finding their way through the window. Friends called to the scene, now trying to understand what could have caused such violence.
I don't understand it. It's like, it's crazy. It's like,
he probably told one of these super gremlins to leave the pawn shop. Hey, you don't have any money? You've got to go. Something to that effect. I don't know if he used that accent, but you know, it's some foreigners coming in there and you know, running the stores, the liquor stores, the pawn shops, the gun stores, all that, man. Okay. We don't have ownership in the community, so that's what it's gonna look like. Whole bunch of foreigners running the community. And a lot of times they use their family members to work in these stores, and it's just way too dangerous nowadays. Okay. Sometimes they're even working in the stores. And at that point, man, you just got to be hands off. Because these super gremlins are on demon time.
People, they put them guns down. They just doing stuff for no reason.
Put the guns down.
You know?
Police have yet to tell us anything, but Wednesday afternoon we could see them working the scene at Greenfield and Miller, setting down evidence markers, taking measurements, and eventually towing the vehicle. A canine unit also used.
And this Detroit, Michigan, so you already know.
A source telling us a man in his 40s was killed. No other information has been released. Hillary Golston, Fox News.
Alicia, Daniel Hutchinson owned Hutch's Jewelry, which is just a 2-minute drive from this pawn shop. Actually, his jewelry store and this pawn shop share the same logo, that HJ you see right over my shoulder, but it's unclear whether Hutchinson had any kind of ties to this pawn shop. Right now, police are trying to figure out who wanted to kill this or why this person wanted to kill this well-known, well-connected Metro Detroit jeweler. Police believe Hutchinson was approached by the shooter after leaving the pawn shop.
And those are the trenches, guys. Those are the trenches. So you really don't... There's a lot of envy, a lot of jealousy in the community. I'm going to just tell you that much. And I think he might have told somebody to leave the pawn shop, or maybe gave him a price they didn't like. It could be anything. Could be anything.
They say he was shot multiple times inside his car.
Maybe they tried to trade in their Jordans to the pawn shop and he told them they were fake. Who knows?
Officers tell us they performed CPR on scene, then later transported Hutchinson to the hospital. Hutchinson didn't survive his injuries. The popular jeweler has more than 300,000 followers on Instagram. His most recent picture posted just 17 hours ago. Hutchinson's pieces were extravagant and flashy. His Instagram includes posts with famous people, including rapper Rick Ross and Pistons player Cade Cunningham. He also sponsored the swag cam featured at home Piston games. The cam showed people in the crowd with the best outfits and jewelry. His last post has almost 2,000 comments, most people offering their condolences.
And he was doing it right because he really didn't show his face like that. And he was low key. He was in Denali. It was a nice Denali, but it wasn't like he was in a G-Wagon or something.
Again, police are looking for any information that's out there, whether you were in the area or you know something about the shooting. They're asking that you call the Oak Park Police Department. Reporting live in Oak Park, I'm Alex Bozargian for 7 Action News.
All right, hope they can figure this case out. Thank you so much, Alex.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Randy? Hey guys, Daniel Hutchinson was gunned down in this vacant lot behind me. Police tell me the suspect approached him as he was leaving his pawn shop and getting into his SUV. Sources tell me his wife was also in that truck, but thankfully was not hurt.
They'll gun you down in front of your wife. I'm telling you, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Beloved jeweler Daniel Hutchinson is dead after someone opened fire on his SUV. It happened outside H&J Pawn Shop on Greenfield in Oak Park Wednesday afternoon. His loved ones consoled one another as police combed the scene. Fox 2 spoke with one of his friends after the shooting. He's still wrapping his head around what happened.
My brother worked for him. You know, bro gave me a call. It was like something happened up there with, his name was Hutch, and I ran up here just to see, but I know he's a good guy. That's all I can.
Man, they set him up. They set him up. It's simple. It's that simple. They set him up just like Fresh and Fit got set up. I'm telling you guys, you cannot be trusting these super gremlins on demon time. I'm telling you, bro, it'll cost you your life. It'll cost you your life, and it's not worth it. Doing business with these rappers, doing business with, like, no, it ain't worth it, bruh. It ain't worth getting the approval from the hip hop community. It's not worth your life. Okay? It's not worth your life, man. The hip hop community is like a death pact.
Really think about it. I don't understand this.
Police received several 911 calls about the shooting. Officers responded and performed CPR on Hutchinson before he was rushed to Ascension Providence Hospital in Southfield, where he succumbed to his wounds. Police say the gunman fled the scene, but officers caught up with him shortly after. That suspect is now in custody. Hutchinson owned the pawn shop as well as the popular Hutch's Jewelry about a mile north from where he was gunned down. His clientele included average Detroiters and those entrenched in the city's hip-hop scene.
Especially just being from Detroit.
Told you. Do not involve yourself. It's bad business all the way around. From 360 deals to 360 bullets coming at you. It's bad. The hip-hop community is just bad business, bruh. I know you're selling jewelry, man. Stick to the high-end. Okay, the high-end purchasers, business class. Of course, they're not going to be wanting all their Rolexes, you know, bust down and all that kind of stuff. But, hey, that's the only market that's going to treat you well. Other than that, you're going to get robbed. You're going to get set up. You're going to get shot and killed like Hutch, like Daniel Hutchinson. It's not worth it.
Troy, one of the things you do when you get some money, you want to go spend it with Hutch and get you some buffs or get you a chain. Like it's like it's important.
Philando Merriweather is the CEO of the Hip Hop Lab and one of Hutchinson's many customers who went to the jeweler for necklaces, diamond-encrusted pendants, and Cartier glasses.
Yeah, it's a blow to the city. It's out of nowhere too. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy.
And why does he seem so happy about it?
This thing like Detroit and Hutch is synonymous with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like out-of-towners, they come here to get bust specifically from Hutch because the rappers have made it famous in the music. So it's gonna be a real big loss to the hip hop community for sure.
And a lot of rappers are paying tribute to Hutch tonight. Among them, Icewear, Vezo, Sada Baby, Babytron, and Doughboys Cash Out. Now, even though Oak Park police have a suspect in custody, they are still asking anyone with information about what happened here earlier today to come forward. If you have any information, please.
So all these rappers who shouted him out, right, on Instagram, I guarantee word is going to get back on the street on who killed Daniel Hutchinson, and I guarantee none of them will cooperate. You was a real one, bro. Fly high, da-da-da-da-da. But when justice comes around, when there's an opportunity for justice, none of them are going to talk. So save the Instagram posts.
Rappers are paying tribute to Hutch tonight. Among them, Icewear, Vezo, Sada Baby, Babytron, and Doughboys Cash Out. Now, even though Oak Park police have a suspect in custody, they are still asking anyone with information about what happened here earlier today to come forward. If you have any information, please call the Oak Park Public Safety Department. In Oak Park, I'm Randy Wembley, and this is The Edge.
I know it's so early in this investigation as this scene is still...
Hey man, Randy forgot his lines.
...ongoing. It's still fresh. But is there any indication at this point what could have happened here? Was there a vendetta? Was there a personal conflict? Or was this just a robbery?
Well, police are still very much looking into the motive, and they have not yet come forward with anything solid at this point just yet, but they are still working on it, and we're hoping to learn more in the coming days.
Yeah, and Randy, we hope people with more information can come forward and help make that investigation happen even quicker. Randy Wembley for us live. Thank you.
All right, guys, so I did want to show you his Instagram. So this is Instagram. As you can see, he was making Illuminati pendants with the all-seeing eye and the recycling triangle. So, I mean, look, he probably made that for some rapper or whatnot. Like I said, the industry is demonic. It's demon-possessed. It's a death pact. So he's icing out rappers and all this kind of stuff. like I said, you do not want to do business with the hip hop community. They're going to snake you. They're going to screw you over. It's not worth it. It never is. Don't brand yourself in that way. I know it worked for him up until this point, but it's always going to come back to reclaim what you've benefited from, okay? So I would just say, all in all, you know, stay away from doing business with him, bruh. Like, stay away from setting up shop. Like, he was in that pawn shop was in the gutter, okay? It was in the gutter. It's not worth it. It's never worth it. It never was worth it. You know? And he was posting them jewels, man. He was posting them, and you got some very envious people in the community. That's why when you see a lot of people who talk about black business, a lot of times they customers ain't even black. Let's talk about that. Okay? So some very, very, very beautiful pieces, man. Very beautiful pieces. He was very talented. And it's sad that it ended in the way that it did. But like I said, man, if you are bringing the jewels, you bringing the flash, you swagging and all this kind of stuff, people are going to look up. People are going to look up, you know, who you are. And they're not going to take so kindly, especially if you bunker down your shop slap dab in the middle of the community. Trying to tell you guys, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.